Paris and delivered remarks alongside the French president.
With you, Mr. President, I want to ensure that France and the whole of Europe works enthusiastically with Canada, the most European of non-European countries, determined like you to maintain the most positive possible relations with the United States. Canada is a reliable, trustworthy, and strong partner of France, which shares our values and lives them through action during this age of economic and geopolitical crises.
The two leaders then moved behind closed doors for a working lunch. Carney heads from Paris to London to meet later today with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. It's expected he'll have an audience with King Charles as well. And as he returns home tomorrow, Carney will stop in Iqaluit, Nunavut to meet the Premier there and to reassert Canada's sovereignty in the Arctic. Our chief political correspondent, Rosemary Barton, is in Paris, and she is covering Prime Minister Carney's first international foray.
Mark Carney's first stop on his first international trip was to the Notre Dame Cathedral, which has been completely restored after a devastating fire, in part because the Prime Minister wanted to be able to thank President Macron directly for the work that he did in rebuilding it. But of course, this trip is much more than just that. It is about trying to establish stronger ties with Canada's traditional allies, economic and security allies. And so it was here that the Prime Minister met with President Macron. And although he said he did not expect or want or was going to seek signs of support from our allies, he got them. President Macron said very clearly that to strengthen ties between France and Canada, it was important to reinforce their sovereignty, that it would do that. He also said that he believes that tariffs create inflation and endanger supply chains. He said that he believes strongly in free trade. The Prime Minister as well talked about how these two countries have been allies for so long, and in a time of geopolitical and economic crisis, it's more important than ever for that relationship to continue to develop. From